The Titanic wreck site is located off the coastline of Newfoundland, Canada. It rests around 370 miles southeast of St. John's, the provincial capital of Newfoundland. It is estimated that the Titanic is located in an area which is 10 miles long by 3 miles wide. It is located in the North Atlantic Ocean between the Gulf of St. Lawrence and the Grand Bank of Newfoundland. Consequently, the geographic coordinates of the Titanic wreck is 41.73 degrees north, 49.90 degrees west. To say further, the wreckage of the famous cruise liner is spread over a large area from the initial impact zone up to 13 nautical miles to the east, covering an area of about 561 square nautical miles. The most visible part of the wreck is around 4.5 miles below the surface, at a depth of roughly 12,600 feet. For many years, the location of the Titanic wreck was unknown, until 1985, when a joint Franco-American research team led by Dr. Robert Ballard and Dr. Jean-Louis Michel located it. Since then, dozens of expeditions have visited the Titanic wreck, with a live camera remotely operated vehicle being deployed in 1997 for a more detailed exploration. Interestingly, 1/3 of the Titanic remains intact and is visible lying on the ocean floor, lifted up and half buried in sand due to shifting sediment. In addition, the bow and stern of the ship lie about 1,970 feet apart, with the bow significantly better preserved than the stern due to the amount of sediment deposits built up over the years. The Titanic wreck site is also strewn with debris related to the disaster, such as deck chairs, handrails, and empty life rings. Nearby the wreck, 2 large boilers can also be seen, as well as mountains of coal. Presently, the location of the wreck is under threat from illegal salvage efforts of artifacts, as well as natural corrosion of the shipwreck itself. To protect the site, the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, designated it an International Maritime Heritage Site in the year 2010. Respectful visits are allowed occasionally to the site, where a portion of the sunken ship can be seen bridging the gap between 2 worlds, that of maritime history and the one beneath the waves. These visits, together with documentary films, educational programs, and other activities, continue to keep alive the memories of the fateful disaster that occurred on the night of April 14, 1912. Moving on to the map, the site of the Titanic wreck is marked at 41 degrees 44 minutes north and 49 degrees 56 minutes west. It can be found on maps displaying the North Atlantic Ocean, or in websites related to the ship or the tragic disaster. The map indicates the exact location of the wreck and helps to determine the distance between it and other points of interest. A close-up of the wreck location reveals the surrounding area that is inevitably linked to the fate of the ship, such as nearby harbors, the Titanic's final destination Queenstown, and other sea-related information. As we can see from the map, the wreck is situated about 384 nautical miles, 412 statute miles, 675 kilometers, due south of St. John's, Newfoundland. This distance represents how far the RMS Titanic had moved from its original course, having left Southampton for New York City on the fateful voyage. Following its route, a backtracking of the initial coordinates combined with an indication of the wreck's location reveals how it was encircled by fog and darkness, eventually finding its final resting place on the ocean floor. On the scale of the map, the area where the Titanic lies comes as a small dot in the blue expanse, as if not even the advanced mapping systems can comprehend the enormity of the ship's demise. In addition, all of the vessels and landmarks on the map helps to portray the position taken by the ship before the accident. We can visualize how the small highlight on the chart was once one of the most advanced and luxurious ships of its time.